I'm JB Bryan of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm, and most importantly, the home of Afro Economics. I'm JB. I started JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of Afro Economics, in 1995, and it's a strategic financial management program designed for the advancement of Black wealth. And today's topic is millionaire to millionaire, millionaire to millionaire. Yes, indeed. Going from a little to a lot, how to make it possible. And not just thinking about money, but about developing your character, your person, your depth, your spiritual relationships, your relationships with your family, going from an emptiness to a fullness in whatever part of your life that you feel can be enhanced and completed. Black wealth is about more than just money. Like Saturday coming up, we're doing a workshop and I'm going to broadcast it live on YouTube about community empowerment. And because it's about what do we need to do to enhance our lives and at the same time enhance the lives of many, many others. So Afro Economics really appreciates you. Yeah, I appreciate you and I appreciate you too. I appreciate you hanging out with me each Wednesday. Please subscribe to the channel so that you'll get the updates. Also, I do weekly Afro-economic updates that give you an outlook on the market because I'm an investment advisor. I also am licensed in all insurance products and I do all this financial stuff. So, let's make sure that we keep in touch so that if you ever have any questions, even credit issues, that you know that I'm just an email or a call away. All of us need to have a family member, and that's what I want you to think of me as, a family member that is your financial advisor. And Afro Economics is a good way to get it started. The book is based on 10 principles that I believe can take us from a millionaire to a millionaire, because it even includes integrity. Integrity is to me, and this is written by me, in my opinion, integrity, our character, is an important part about our wealth as a person. And so check out the book. It's also in e-format. If you like ebooks, I prefer to hold it. I'm old school though, but Afro Economics has a Afro Economics for Kids as well. You see here, this is an Ndinka symbol, and the book is full of African symbols that are connected to each of the principles of Afro Economics. I put together some of my thoughts about how I feel that we can enhance our life and go from millionaire to millionaire. And I would love to get your feedback. So make sure that you put a comment in, and make sure you visit the website, afroeconomics.com. So let's look at this. Let's look at the first one. Well, no, I'm gonna also connect it to the principle, but my first thought is use your time wisely. When we want to increase our wealth, our character, we have to become better guardians of our time. When you catch yourself like off limits now, and that is what we need to remember, is being there for your child, being at your child's school. That's not an unwise use of your time just because you're not making money at that particular time. That is a wise investment. So we need to get in touch with what is the wisest use of our time, because we'll say, oh, I got to go down there and network, and you're sitting at a bar and you could actually be helping your child with their homework, and that is a good investment in your child, versus what we might see as actually networking really isn't networking. It's spending our money, wasting our time, when we could be really investing into the future of our family. So with each of our choices, make sure that we invest our time wisely. And that would fall under the third principle of Afro Economics, which is organization and planning. Another thought is to make a plan for your financial success. Make sure that you plan for the long term, but that you also are planning every day. What do you want to accomplish this day? When I wake up and it's Wednesday, I know that I want to accomplish that. I want to make sure that first, I make sure I am prepared for this discussion, that it is as good as I can possibly make it, that I'm a wise user of your time, that you get something out of this that enhances your life. But I had to plan to do that. I didn't just think about this morning, what am I going to talk about today? No, I've been thinking about you since last week, since the last time I was talking. Now, I might take them a week at a time. I don't like to do it like months in advance and then just post it. You know, it was very important to me to be as live and as real and as timely as possible. And that means that I prepare, but I also am flexible to what is important to you, where we are at that particular time. So, but plan your day, plan your week, plan your life. That falls under the third principle of Afro economics as well, organizing and planning, definitely. And a third thought that I have for you on going from millionaire to millionaire is being accountable. Being accountable and taking responsibility for everything that you do, everything that has been done. And then when you are accountable, when you are responsible, you can address it, you can shut it down, and then you can move forward from there. So that's, definitely an important part of the principle 6 of Afro economics, being accountable, checking yourself. And when we think about this from millionaire to millionaire, I'm gonna go back to my points because I have 10 for you. Is I thought, who are some people that we can identify with other than yourself? Because if you're like me, I know that I'm a warrior, and I depend on warriors to inspire me. I try to surround myself with warriors, not just survivors, but because you can survive and you still crawling and you miserable and all you can talk about was what happened. But when you're a warrior, it's you knock that out, you knock it out, you come out on top, you got your foot on the problem's throat. You are on top, you've got it. So I like warriors. And when I was thinking about this, I said, who are some warriors that most of us know about? And Tyler Perry came to mind because he lived in his car for a long time before he got an opportunity that somebody really cared about it, about what he was presenting, what he was producing, and but he didn't give up on his dream, his belief. We have to, principle 9, be determined. Afro economics is all about determination. Tyler Perry, Halle Berry, I have her too. I mean, Halle Berry says in her story that she was homeless and was in a homeless shelter for a while as she was determined that she was going to stick it out and become a model and become an actress, because her family said, you know what, enough money, you're going to have to figure out how to do it. And she figured out how to do it. What about Steve Harvey? He says that when he went through a breakup, he had to live in his car, live in hotels, for years until he got his big break on, I think, the TV show that turned everything around. So, but he stayed the course. He didn't say, well, I'm going to stop doing comedy because I can't depend on this. I don't need to be funny anymore. I'm going to just go and work at, some retail store because I'll get that money. That's cool. Maybe he did some of that part-time, but he never gave up on his dream. We can't. Eartha Kitt, very, very, very humble beginnings. Eartha Kitt. Ella Fitzgerald, very sad, very, really humble beginnings. And we know, everybody knows Ella Fitzgerald, famous, highly recognized jazz singer, but she stuck it out. What about Nina Simone? Oh my goodness. I mean, the list really could go on and on. And then I think, especially for an Afro economic perspective, I think that most of us who have made it had to make it through something. We had to, really push it to allow our dreams, because even when you get to where others might think, wow, you have it all, we know that you have to fight like hell to keep it. So there's always going to be challenges in your life. There's always going to be valleys in your life. But I like to think about that when you're in a valley, that's when you're putting in work. That's when you're really developing yourself so that when you're back on top, you can stay on top. You can stay up there longer. So you're building and getting yourself mentally, physically, spiritually in shape for your success again. Because you go into the valley, if a person's been on top and they go into a valley, it's because something changed in the way that they were processing. Something changed in some of the decisions that they were making. Like I have. I'm gonna go back to my suggestions for you. So the last one we talked about was being accountable, taking responsibility under principle 6 of check yourself in Afro Economics as well. A fourth thought is to be confident. Be confident. That's in principle 9 of Afro Economics of determination. You don't expect people to get what you're trying to do. They're not going to say, oh my God, that's so great. Yesterday, a friend of mine was talking so bad. He was like tearing me up about my lighting is bad and you need to get your video straight and you need to buy this equipment and da 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 da. I was like, yeah, okay, I appreciate that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not trying. He was like, and you need to spend some of that money, and buy some of that equipment and get that right, and hey, I know that he had good intention, but I am going to do the best I can with what I have. And then when I do have extra, because I'm putting out books. I like being able to give people a free book when I want to. I like to be able to support my community when I want to. And if I'm wasting money on stuff just to feed my ego because the lighting looks better, but then the book looks crazy, that's crazy. But it happens all too often, and that takes you off course. So I think we need to be very careful that we realize that confidence is very important. Because what if I was weak and I said, oh, that's right, I'm not going to do that tomorrow because it's crazy. Like, I can't do it, and people do that and they give into it and they go, yeah, I'm not going to go back on the air. You know how many videos I have on this? I am in the years point. I'm at years, how far I have come. Before, I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even consider YouTube. I was just doing conference calls. So and I said one day on the conference calls, and not some of y'all out there watching, y'all know it, y'all been following me for years, that you know that I said, I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to start doing YouTube. And then now YouTube dominates. And I have like almost 500,000 views, lives that I've touched because I said I'm going to do it. I didn't say, well, let me go out there and find a production company and make sure that I look right. And I'm going to be in the hairdresser all Wednesday morning and make sure. It's not about me. It's about me making sure that I got some knowledge to give you, something real to show to you. But don't let anybody take your confidence away. So that's a bottom line. Ooh, I went there, didn't I? So number 5. Destroy the stressors, the haters, the dream killers. Well, I could have put those together, right? Get rid of it. Principle 7, that falls under principle 7, being fearless, the fearless entrepreneur. Destroy the haters. I've done a whole discussion about that. That haters, oh my goodness, what this one lady said, and I love it. She posted on my Facebook. She said, your haters make you famous. And don't you think about that? Because that your haters build your character so much. When they're saying, especially if they say it to your face and they really tell you, then they really, they really get you to think, hey, what do I need to do? What am I going to do when I can do that? Because when I can, this little feed is going to be magnificent. But now that I can't, you better do the best you can. But I'm making a plan in my head, and I've got a plan on what I want it to be. But you better do what you got to do while you can do it. So you can move everything negative into something positive, but never allow anybody to kill your dreams. That's a different thing. Like, when somebody's just trying to build you up, giving you something, but you don't have the resources to do it right now, do that particular thing, but you got to do what you can do with the resources that you have right now, correct? So, you prepare. When I used to go to groups and would speak in front of 5 people, I would always have in my mind, I'm preparing for them Les Brown type rooms, the great big Coliseum type rooms. We don't know, like hundreds of thousands of people are looking at you. That's the way you have to see it. That it doesn't matter. And you could touch one person in a group of 5 And that one person could be the person that actually affects millions. Like that could be the next person that saves the world because of something that you inspired them to do. So you never know. Don't take your love for granted. Give it, share it. So be confident. Destroy the stressors was number 5. Number 6 is don't judge yourself based on where you are. So true, so true, so true, so true, so true. And I was really thinking when I said that, because today, where we are today is based on our past habits. So when you judge yourself on what you want in the future based on where you are today, it has nothing to do with that, because everything that, you know, where you are, if you don't have everything that you want to have right now, well, that was based on some bad habits that we're changing now. We're following the 10 principles of Afro Economics now. So everything ahead is going to be different because we have these things. We use our time wisely. We make a plan for financial success. We're accountable. We're responsible. We're confident. We don't allow people to take our dreams away, to kill our dreams. So we don't judge ourselves on where we are today if you're not happy with where you are. If you are happy with where you are, make sure you stay on point to maintain and move and advance ahead. Definitely. So that was number 6. And then number 7 is be yourself. Faking takes you off focus and it sucks up your energy. Don't ever fake. Don't ever be anyone else that you're not. Like, you know, I mean, Afro Economics is me. So everything that I'm sharing comes out of me so easily. To be enthusiastic about taking my people from nil to mill is as natural as opening my eyes in the morning. That's another day that God has given me. This is the responsibility God has given me on this planet. It's just what I have been put here to do. If I were doing something different and I were not committing my life to your financial success, then I would be working outside of my zone, and that's what kills you. That kills you. You're going out of the working outside of God's desire and his heart for your life. Make sure that you are following. So that's why there's so many people that are miserable, and there's people who are just mean to people for no reason except for how miserable they are, because they are not being themselves. They are spending most of their time, when people talk to me and they go, I hate it, I hate it, hate it. They'll say things like they're on the plantation all day. Now, literally, it's an insult to slaves who actually had to work on a plantation and got no money, got beat, and many got raped. So to say that you're going into work that they're paying you and you're going there by choice is an insult. So I think that needs to be eliminated. The whole thing about you going on a plantation, you chosen, you selected, and I'm telling you, as an entrepreneur that has committed my life to building a business, the sacrifices that I've made, I know that is disrespectful, because I don't know what I'm going to get paid every day. I don't know how I'm going to take care of my family. I don't know, but all I know is that I got to work hard. When you go work for somebody, you just have to go there, do what they've asked you to do, and you're going to get paid. So my thing is, if you can't go in there with full commitment, then you're blocking the blessings of somebody else. And I'll talk about that in the book. Our Black Wealth Matters, Afro Economics, Our Black Wealth Matters. You represent me, I represent you, and we have to embrace that we have a responsibility to each other to do our best. So be yourself. Don't fake it, because it never works. Everybody can tell when you're faking it. And it takes you off focus, and it sucks up your energy, and it ain't cool. And just because it's acceptable doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. So number 8 is work your strengths. Work your strengths. And that falls under principle of 4 of Afro Economics, about increasing your knowledge. Work in order to have strengths to work, in order to become a millionaire from a nillionaire. We have to have strengths to work. Then you have to increase your knowledge and say, oh, I'm good at that. But if we don't spend time becoming good at things, then you don't have any strengths to work. So so if Halle Berry wasn't taking care of herself, like, okay, you don't have a place to live, but she didn't sit down and just focus on doing things that were going to take away from her health. She didn't sit in the corner and do cocaine or do crack, you know, and think that she was going to go to a photo shoot and they were going to take her as a model. There are plenty of very beautiful people because of bad habits, men and women. It has stopped them from being whatever they wanted to be. That it has stopped them becoming the auto mechanic because they had to drink every night, get up and forget that they had to be at work at 8 and they're waking up at 9 because they were drunk all night. You know, so we have to be conscious of, to work your strengths, to become what you deserve to be, you have to first develop strengths and then being able to work them. Number 9 is self-discipline. Having self-discipline, and I've been talking about that a lot, you know, and having good personal values and having healthy habits comes under principle 10 of AfroEconomics, Black health and Black wealth, right? Being healthy, Black health and Black wealth. We have to be healthy so that we can create the income, so that we can build the dreams. We have to have healthy relationships, healthy mindsets, healthy relationships with our kids, a healthy relationship with ourselves, healthy relationship, healthy relationships are just everything. They help us make healthier choices. And we take it for granted. We go, oh, I'll get to that later. I'll just keep smoking right now, when we know. Amazing if we could pick up a cell phone or something and it said, if you talk on the cell phone for 10 hours a day about nonsense, you will be a millionaire for life. I would hang up the phone. But there's things that have warning labels on them, and there's things that don't have warning labels on them. And that's where our self-discipline and our commitment to our health really has to come into play. You have to want it for yourself. You have to want it for yourself. You have to have the strength to get rid of the toxic relationships, the toxic conversations, the bad choices, the toxic mindset. It doesn't matter if everybody in your family has always been like that. They've always been like that. They never did that. That doesn't matter. We've got to shake it. We've got to shake it. You've got to know that you deserve more. We have to, in order to go from one level to another level. We have to. I can't blame things that have been setbacks for me that have been created by external sources. I can't blame that for where I am today. I can't, and I'm not going to give it credit for it either, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that it takes focus in order to accomplish anything in life. It takes focus to be a millionaire. You got to try real darn hard. I remember I used to be a lot heavier. And I used to tell people, do you know how many calories, how much time I have to spend eating in order to be this big? They would say, think it's funny, but it's true. It takes focus to accomplish something bad for you or to accomplish something good for you. So make sure that you embrace that millionaire to millionaire, self-discipline, personal values, healthy habits, principle, 10 of AfroEconomics, Black health, Black wealth is going to really make a difference. And number 10, never forget who, what, or why you do what you do. What are you doing? Why do you want to go from one level to another? Why do you want to get out of the millionaire status? Why do you want more? For who? What? That's going to keep us going. And that's the first principle of AfroEconomics. Understanding your legacy, understanding that what you do affects the next 100 years of your family. Who you put on this planet, how you take care of who you bring on the planet, what you represent to that person you bring on the planet makes a difference for generations to come. We have to realize that. We have to, it says, I wrote here, it says, do you have something to prove? True. Do you have something to prove? I have something to prove. I have to have something to prove. I'm a warrior. I've been disappointed by lots of things in my life. things and people have disappointed me, not believed in me, not supported me, not been there for me, not kept promises, you know, that everything. There's, you know, there are lots of things that I have to prove. I have to prove that no matter what has happened, no matter what you did, no matter what you said, I refuse to give up. I would rather die trying than to just be comfortable in a corner and say that they won. No way. We got to die trying, and I'm determined to do that. So do you have something to prove? Allow that to be what you use to motivate you to move from millionaire to millionaire. I'm JB Bryan, and I'm the President and Chief Investment Officer at JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afro Economics. Behind me is the YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure that you continue to participate. You know, I really show me some love. Click like on the video if you enjoyed it. Please share it with your family and your friends. And Saturday, it is the election and community empowerment. I have the leaders of the New South are going to be there, and OUR Evolution are going to be there. They're community leaders, and they're going to teach me about what the election, what we should expect from our elected officials, what we can do as a community to help each other. So that's part of the Afro Economics Academy. So subscribe to Afro Economics with JB Bryan, and then you'll get the sign on. It'll give you an alert on Saturday, so you can hang out or go and get the app, and you'll get the alert as well. Afro Economics app is absolutely free. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I look forward to communicating with you. My email is jb@afroeconomics.com or jb@jdbryan.com. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Stay positive, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. Bye.